If your hair is as important to you as mine is to me, then finding a right hairdresser is very important. Let's find out how to find the right hairdresser.
One of the questions that I get asked more often than not in the salon is, how do I find a good hairdresser? Many of my clients travel the world and they're going to be gone for several months, so they need to find somebody who can maintain their hair as well as I do. Well, the first thing that I would tell you, I would say this to anybody: have realistic expectations. Don't go in with thick, wavy hair expecting a stylist to give you a look that has fine, thin hair. It isn't going to happen. So you have to be proactive. You have to look and find people on the street that have a similar hairstyle to yourself. Then ask them, what salon do they go to? Then go to that salon and check out the salon. Is the reception area friendly? Talk to the manager of the salon and ask to watch people who cut hair, especially if you get a short haircut. Specifically, if you have a short haircut, you want to watch people who cut short hair. This is really important because we have 5 major sections to the head. We've got a left and right side, we've got a top and a crown and a nape area. And in short haircuts, you've got to know how to blend all of those across the curve of the head. You also have to think about the fact that you're blending from the bottom of the head to the top of the head, or vice versa. You just watch a person work and you can tell whether they're meticulous and they work section to section, or they jump all over the head. They cut a little here, they cut a little there. You're never going to get good results that way. The hairstylist has to be precision in their movements throughout the head. They have to understand how to blend the top of the head to the bottom of the head. And this curved bone structure divides the top from the bottom. If they don't understand they're working across the curve of the head, you got a problem to begin with right there. It doesn't matter where they start. They can start left side, right side, nape, top, doesn't matter. But each section they go to should be a meticulous blend from section to section, using subsections as a guide to go through the haircut. What I'm getting at is, if they can't work precisely or precisely through a haircut, they're jumping over here and they're jumping over there, you're not going to get a good cut. The other thing to pay attention to is, does the stylist devote his or her time to you, or do they gab with everybody else in the salon? This is extremely important, because if they're not making you the priority, if they're not paying total attention to you, then you're probably not going to get a good job out of them. And this is why I suggest go into the salon and watch designers work. And keep in mind, any salon that wouldn't let you do that must be hiding something, and would you want to be there anyway? This is how you find a good hairdresser. You watch the hairdresser work. Here's the thing about hairdressing. Nobody's equal. Being at this high-end salon, $300 a cut, does not make them a good hairdresser. Good hairdressers are a rare breed. And the only way you're going to find a really good hairdresser is by watching them work. How meticulous are they when they're working is going to show you. It's just like watching someone painting. You might not be able to paint the Mona Lisa, but you could watch Da Vinci do it and you'd know he's doing it the right way. Hairdressers have to understand that each person is individual. They can identify you at a crime scene from your hair. That's how individual it is to you. So you can't go in there saying, well, my sister has this look and I just look like my sister, because her hair is totally different than yours, even if it looks the same. Then you've got to take head shape into consideration. You got a round head, a flat head. And if you're Chinese, you probably got a flat head. Therefore, the hairdresser has to understand how to work around that flat area and make it look rounded. Leave more length in that area. I'm giving you as many key points as I can on how to find a good hairdresser. But you have to be proactive. You have to go into a salon and watch that hairdresser work, and I'll bet you've never thought of this. And if you had, you wouldn't be watching this video, would you? Another thing that you need to consider is realistic expectations. You have to understand that if you have thick, wavy hair, the stylist can't make it look like you have fine, thin hair, or vice versa. So don't go in there looking like Rosie O'Donnell and think you're going to go out looking like Britney Spears. It isn't going to happen. The look that you have is the look that you have. Now, a good hairdresser can enhance your facial features and make you look better than you did before if they understand what they're doing when applying the specific angles and lengths to the curve of your face or the shape of your face, the proportions, even the proportion of your neck. I'm going to tell you something else that you need to know. Do not bring your pet to the salon. No hairdresser can give you a cut if you're cuddling Fluffy on your lap. The other thing you need to do is leave your children at home. Your children don't belong at the salon. This is your time. If you have to attend to anything else other than getting your hair done, don't expect a good job. It's just not possible. You like your cell phone? I like my cell phone. You wouldn't believe what I do with my cell phone. In any event, when you're in the salon, cell phones are off. If your color is being processed, fine, you can talk on the cell phone. But if you're getting your color applied or you're getting your hair cut, your head cannot be moving any way whatsoever. Think about it like this. If you're in the salon and you want a precision haircut and you're bouncing all around, there's no way they can be precise because they're trying to work across the curve of the head and they're dealing with two lines to help them. The parallel line that's vertically like the walls and the parallel line that's horizontal like the floor. And if your head keeps bouncing around, they can't maintain a perspective on what they're doing. It's just not possible. Do not wiggle around because it would be just like me holding a piece of paper, asking you to sign your name and then moving the paper around while you are trying to sign. You wouldn't be able to do it. They can't cut your hair if you can't sit still. It's extremely important to understand that a haircut translates to the lengths of hair across the curve of the head. There's actually only 4 basic haircuts, and they're real simple. The first one is the bob. It's that same hanging length. Now the thing about a bob is it could be diagonally forward, it could be diagonally back, or it could be short on one side, longer on the other. But the main thing to understand is it has no broken lines. It all hangs at the same length. Even if it starts here and ends here, it's that same hanging length. Then we have the wedge. And the wedge, you would just think about that hair expanding out and starting to show visible hair ends underneath what we call a ridge line. We also have varying lengths, and that's where the hair starts from shorter and gets longer. For instance, we'll take you back to the 70s, Farrah Fawcett. That was an increased layered or a varying layered haircut. Then we have the last, which is uniform layering, or same length layering. In other words, it's the same length of hair throughout. A buzz cut would be a great example of the shortest uniform layering. Now, if a hairdresser does not understand those 4 basic haircuts, I'd steer clear. Because those 4 basic haircuts are what all haircuts are created from. You use combinations of these 4 cuts throughout different haircuts. And the more advanced the cut, the more the hairdresser needs to understand the 4 basics, because you're going to use them all over the head at different times and different spots to create advanced looking hairstyles. The best way to determine the best look for you is to have a consultation with a hairstylist. Now, you have to keep in mind time is money. And if it's a good hairdresser, odds are they're not going to give you a free consultation. You're going to have to pay for it. But again, keep in mind, you genuinely get what you pay for. Keep in mind, stylists are not mind readers. You don't want to just roll the dice here. So don't take refuge in one-liners like, you're the professional, you should know what looks best for me. What a stylist thinks looks best for you may not be what you think looks best for you. This is what the consultation is all about. Don't ever go into a salon and expect a stylist to do exactly what you want, because it won't happen. Many times people sit in my chair and they say, John Michael, if you could do anything to my hair, what would you do? Now think about it. What do you think my response is to that? Nothing. If you don't know what you want, how the hell do I know what you want? Now a consultation can help us get there, but there's no way that I can just look at somebody and go, wow, this is what you are gonna love. I may love it, everybody else looking at it may love it, but you look in the mirror and you may hate it. That's what a consultation is all about, and you do not want to just roll the dice here. You want to talk to your stylist and explain what you expect out of your hair, what you like about your hair, what you don't like about your hair, and what you're willing to do to maintain your hairstyle. You don't even think about going in there and insulting a hairdresser. It won't work. Once you create that battle, the line is drawn and you won't be able to bring it back. You have to talk to your hairdresser with respect. And once you trust them or accept that they're going to do the style, you need to shut up and let them do their job. If you're not happy with them, don't pay, don't go back. But once you decide this is the hairdresser that's going to work on me, don't dictate to them how to work while you're working. Don't go in there expecting $5 haircuts that look like $100 haircuts. Ain't gonna happen.